shoot, they may be the best team we've played thus far. I mean, they remind me of one of my old teams I used to have at Kent State. You know, they're just tough and gritty, and you don't know the names as well, but they take care of business. You know, I mean, after time has gone on, you know the names of Andrew Mitchell, Trevor Huffman, but at the early stages you didn't know. They were just gritty type of players that could do it, and they remind me of that team, and they're seniors. They're senior laden or veterans, and they've been through the wars. That team has been through to an NCAA, and they're going to be a tough team. And they've literally, in the media, earmarked our game as their game of the I don't want to say preseason, maybe even the season. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They, you know, like last game, I think they only took 5 or 6 threes. They like to pound you and be physical, and they like to attack the glass. And we played them here last year, and we jumped out on them early, if you remember that. In the second half, they just physically came at us. And I didn't think our kids responded the way I wanted them to respond, and they got back in the game. It sets the stage for your season, and it gives you an early advantage, meaning if you're really one of the front runners playing for the league, if you start out 0 and 2, it's going to be hard. If you start 2-0, and especially if the two have been on the road, it gives you an advantage. I thought it parlayed us into us winning the conference last year, because we went to Milwaukee and Green Bay. We won both of those games, and no one else won on that road trip. 2 games. I think only one team won 1 game. I think our whole offense hasn't been performing at the level I wanted to perform, and we're going to need Trey. I'm going to say that again. With Trey's ability to score and do what he does, lifts us, and I know it's also bothering him. He wants to perform better, and there's going to be a time where he's going to get back into his stride and play and score the way I think he's capable of scoring. But right now, you know, it would be good that he do this at Robert Morris. Yeah. We're different. We spend 60% on that defensive end, so and that is a part of our defense. So we got to be really, really together on that. And they're starting to learn. The problem is with young kids, they have no clue about that aspect of the game because they haven't been taught it at all. So now you're changing a whole makeup of them, because, you know, on one side you got to do it a different way, on the other side you got to do it a different way, and when you're in the middle, all these things they have never even thought about, analyzed. So, but I also think they have helped the veterans, because they bring in a new life and new energy. So, you know, when you get to your senior year, practice becomes drudgery. Why do I want to go through this stuff again? You know, and I'm looking for ways out of it. Whereas the freshmen, it's all brand new to them. They're excited about being out there working hard every day, and they see them working hard. They say, "Well, we can't slack up. We better work hard too." And so I think it helps each other. In essence, what I'm trying to say there. But I also feel the veterans have accepted the young kids, because I think it's important you know this, is that it has really helped our veterans, because they're not playing. You think of Norris and them played 35 or more minutes. 4 starters played 35 or more minutes every single game. And by the time we got to the end, they were wore down. I knew it. I felt it, but I couldn't do anything about it. And the timing, I think it's only one guy that's have played 30 minutes, and that's been DeAndre. Everybody else has been in the 20s, and that's going to help us in February. Hear me what I tell you. It's going to help us in February. Well, I got to think it's the players. I think the players are veterans. You know, they've been through the wars, and that gives you a leg up on people. I think, you hear the old cliche, defense wins games. That's a fact. It's not a cliche. If people don't understand, offense makes it pretty. You like to watch the offense. People hit shots, and everybody gets to jump up and they cheer. That's understandable. So I want our guys to hit some shots every once in a while. But 90% of the time, I want to make sure they're stopping people, because I'm a believer. If you stop them, it's going to create offense for you, and you're going to be able to score anyway. So I think our defense is ahead of the game. in essence, in the early stages. I also think that we have veterans. You add those two things together, you get some wins.